the Thunder are a fascinating case because we've been saying they're close. They're really close. And this might be their year. The question is, can they get over the hump? Because even the Celtics kind of took a lump or two before they finally won their title. Will that happen to the Thunder? But, I mean, Jalen Williams is awesome. We know about SGA. Isaiah Hartenstein is having a career season. He has been awesome in the absence of Chet Holmgren. Just imagine when Chet gets back from that hip injury. But the problem with that is, okay, same value as the Celtics. When you mention the Nuggets, I feel like the Nuggets are, from a value perspective, the one team to really keep an eye on. I saw earlier you can get them at 16-1 at BetMGM in certain markets, and they've won it before. Nikola Jokic is playing out of his mind. He's averaging a triple-double this season. They're finally healthy. That was a big issue for the Nuggets for a while because Aaron Gordon was out, but now he's back in the lineup. Michael Porter Jr. is healthy. And I will say, which is strange, Russell Westbrook has actually been a nice addition. I tend to stay away from teams that have Russ on the roster because he's so inefficient when he plays. But this is also a club that knows, like, our window is closing because of our contract situation, because the West is getting better, so they probably need to win now. If you can get them at 16-1, Nuggets might be worth a shot.
Yeah, especially if they trade for some good pieces, because I do think they need probably a few more pieces to win it all, because that's the other thing. If you're going toe-to-toe against the Celtics, you need to have a deep squad. It can't just be the superstars. You have to be able to keep up the things in those minutes in which your superstars are sitting. Because look at the Celtics. It just feels like the reserves keep coming. Even their guys that come off the bench, like, have these all-star resumes. So I think that's the main thing for some of these fringy teams, is that you don't have to you have to have more than just like a big three or two great superstars. You got to be deep as well.
Yeah. Oh, did you see this, since we were speaking about the Thunder, that Paul Pierce said on his Ticket and Truth podcast with Kevin Garnett that his idea for Oklahoma City is they need to trade Chet Holmgren to the Suns for Kevin Durant. And I was like, that is a terrible idea. Why in the world would you mortgage your future for KD? And I love KD. KD is, 36 years old, so that you can maybe win one title. If you're Oklahoma City, you don't even think about that, because this is a Thunder team. They're so young and they have so much talent. Like, they're built for the long haul. They have to be thinking, ideally, multiple championships. So the idea that you trade away a guy like Chet Holmgren for Kevin Durant and have him go back to OKC, I think is it's an awful idea.
Well, especially since they already have pretty good guard play. Like, they have the favorite to win MVP at point. They have Jalen Williams. Like, what are we doing here? They need somebody down low. And obviously Chet Holmgren when he comes back. But I still have questions about him because last time I checked, he's still pretty skinny. And I do feel like in the postseason he might get elbowed around a bit.
He should throw his own bows. I mean, his elbows are sharp as knives.
They're probably pointy.
Yeah. Exactly. At the end of the day, this comes down to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, what do the Thunder need? Do they need Kevin Durant? No. Do they need another piece? No. I mean, they could certainly make a trade to, I don't know, someone to come off the bench or, someone to add some points or a defensive presence, but they have that in Alex Caruso. The Thunder are built to win now. Why would you mess with something that is just fine? I think, and this is Paul Pierce talking, but sometimes you will see a GM or someone sort of overthink things. When it comes to the Thunder, you don't have to overthink anything. You got a championship squad right there.
You think Paul Pierce is overthinking?
He's probably rolling around.
I'm sorry.
He's probably rolling around in his wheelchair going to the bathroom. Remember that? When he was famously was in a wheelchair. It's like, is he okay? Yeah, he's just going to the bathroom. He's just fine.
That's his legacy.
Yeah, no, what a legacy. That's the truth. Oh, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's like when the lovely Catherine and I think I talked about this. We had a conversation about finances and very quickly. And we don't have any issues with our finances. I don't mean that like we have tons of money. I'm just saying that as far as, is this an issue? How do we pay for things? Like, we worked that out a long time ago. It's just not an issue. And finances can be a huge issue in any relationship. I say that because she had been on TikTok or Instagram or something. It was like, I see couples are doing this or this or this. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? We don't have a problem. Like, why would we alter something that can be an issue for a lot of teams, a lot of couples, whatever it is? Why would we mess with something just for the sake of messing with it when this is not an issue? Like, it's just not an issue at all. She's like, oh, yeah, I guess that's true. It's the same thing with, like, an NBA team. It's like, yeah, you could make a move. You can see what other teams are doing, and maybe you could switch it up. But why would you switch it up when things are working so beautifully right now? So I didn't use a basketball analogy, but you see what I'm saying? Like if it's working fine, don't mess with it.
Yeah, listen, Catherine, ball is life. We're going to use basketball terms on everything. Again, like, why do you need to be taking relationship advice on TikTok? Like, doesn't feel like the best place for advice on things like that. Like, maybe advice on the best buttery soft workout set or, how to do your makeup. But it doesn't feel like the place where, like, lasting marriages are, like, talked about. I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical.
Agree. I'm the same way when it comes to that. I'm like, and also it's not a one size fits all for everyone or for any team.
Exactly.
It's sports related, but every relationship is nuanced and different. So this one fix all does not work for every single individual couple. Got a couple people who are in line to win NBA MVP. It really is a two-man race right now, Chelsa. SGA is minus 325. Nikola Jokic is plus 240. Everyone else is at least 125 to 1. Boring. Two guys. I mean, you're not going to lay minus 325 SGA, are you? Put some money on Joker. You have to if you want to get in this market. All right, now plus 275, even better. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Right, because it's not like the stats aren't there. Like, Nikola Jokic continues to put up absolutely wild stats. This year, averaging 30 points, 13 boards, and 10 assists. He's averaging a triple-double. So it's not like it's the stats. It's simply because, hey, Nikola Jokic keeps winning MVP. Maybe we should give it to somebody else. SGA, of course, is having an MVP season. But still, we're talking about value. So is there a chance that Jokic could still win it? Absolutely. And there's a chance that, SGA maybe gets hurt. Obviously, I don't even want to throw that into the atmosphere. But, stranger things have happened, and we still have a lot of the season remaining.
Yeah, I think because there is so much left to go, and certainly the Nuggets could make a run, I don't think the Thunder are going to slow down. And I certainly understand why SGA is the favorite. He should be. He's having a monster season, leading the NBA in scoring. I will also say, if you want to make a case for Nikola Jokic, his numbers are redonkulous as well. Averaging a triple-double, 30 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists per game, shooting 57% from the field. So, again, I'm not saying he deserves the honor over SGA. I'm also saying that if there's anyone based on previous history, especially if the Nuggets start to play better because they're healthier, then the Joker could potentially catch SGA, especially with those numbers. Like, that's a monster set of stats across the board.
Yeah, and he continues to be just wildly consistent. Like, that's the craziest thing about Joker is that he continues to play in all these games. He seems relatively injury-free for the most part. So it's crazy to see what he's doing. And because he's so ho-hum, he's not somebody who's going to sit there and brag your ear off about his play. In fact, he treats it like a normal day at work. I feel like he gets less publicity because of his demeanor.
Yeah, and then he hit that three-quarter shot last week and then walked away like, that's my job, must shoot basketball, and just walked off the court. I'm like, incredible.